All right, everybody, we finally have a Green Lantern cast in James Gunn's new DCU. Oh, well, to be fair, we have a second Green Lantern cast because Guy Gardner is also cast in the Superman movie, played by Nathan Fillion, which we all love. We think is fun. Maybe his character will die. I don't know. But Deadline is reporting today that Kyle Chandler, an actor mostly known for Friday Night Lights and the show Bloodline, as well as those recent Godzilla movies, is in talks to play Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern TV series Lanterns. Now, I am a little confused. However, this does remind me of a certain casting we talked about not too long ago. This kind of feels like what happened with Mr. Fantastic, and maybe this is just what studios do now, where we had a lot of actors in the running, some were getting offers, maybe some were turning them down, it wasn't clear, but then eventually it turned out to be someone completely different. That's what happened with Kyle Chandler, because we have talked about 5 actors here that have somewhat been in the running for Hal Jordan. And all of these actors are of a certain age, or say, over 40, over 50, I think for most of them, and are somewhat gruff, grizzled guys, especially the first few. The first actor to seemingly get an offer was Josh Brolin. He seemed to turn it down. And then after him was Matthew McConaughey, who it seems like also turned it down. And this set a pretty clear pattern of what they were looking for here. Matthew McConaughey, Josh Brolin types. Then you got a little bit different there. You got Ewan McGregor, you got Chris Pine, we're going a little bit younger. And then the last one who I love and a lot of people started to love, Timothy Olyphant. Now, I think out of all 5 of them, looking back, he's the one that I want the most, or wanted, obviously. Well, these could all fall through because this is reporting that seems to be coming from a legitimate source. However, this is not an announcement coming from DC. This is Deadline saying that Kyle Chandler is in negotiations, which means he has an offer and he's figuring out all the rest of his contract stuff. But with my 0 years of experience negotiating deals in Hollywood, I don't know, just based on the way they usually describe this stuff, that feels like he's probably got it. So I was really into Timothy Olyphant. I think he's a great actor. I think all of those actors I just named are very talented and would bring something cool to the role. One of the things I liked about Olyphant that I also like about Chandler is that he has not been in a bazillion superhero movies. He doesn't have the Josh Brolin or Chris Pine resume of being in a bunch of these. And even Ewan McGregor was Black Mask in that Harley Quinn movie. But as far as I can tell, Kyle Chandler has not had a major role in a superhero movie. Although that doesn't seem to be for lack of trying. He's obviously into genre stuff because he was in those Godzilla movies. But he has never been a superhero before. And I think that is helpful, because that gives us an actor who is a fresh slate, who people aren't going to go, wasn't he in the other one of these? And people have to go, oh yeah, but that's not the same universe as these. It's a different guy. And I don't think that really matters, but I do like that. I like bringing new actors into this. So Kyle Chandler, I'm going to be completely honest. I have almost no opinion on Kyle Chandler. Most of it comes from me not being familiar with his big 2 roles. He's the coach in Friday Night Lights, show about a high school football team in, I believe, Texas. It's definitely what he, at least before this, was most known for. It was a huge hit. It was also very good, like critically acclaimed. I just never watched it and haven't gotten around to checking out this 20-year-old show. I'm sure it's good. And then he's in a show called Bloodline, which is about a family with secrets or something. I tried to kind of get a sense for what's going on the Wikipedia page, but it's him and Ben Mendelsohn in a family of secrets or something. That being said, I have seen him in things, like I said, those Godzilla movies that he's in. I've seen him in Wolf of Wall Street. I've seen him in Argo. He's got a small role in Game Night, in the King Kong movie from 2005. And in all of those movies, I think he's fine. I think he's okay. I've never thought, oh my God, this is an incredible performance. But to be fair to Kyle Chandler, he doesn't seem to, in those movies, have that kind of role where he would stand out and you'd be like, oh my God, his role in Game Night was so funny. And I you know what, honestly, out of all of those, I kind of like him most in Game Night. I do enjoy his character in the scene that he's in Wolf of Wall Street, but it is another movie like Game Night. Also, Mortimer is on the desk now and he wants to be on my lap, where he is constantly playing off of actors who are doing like big performances. But I think that's a strength here. He can play a more understated, grounded character in a big movie with lots of big personalities, be they Godzillas and King Kongs or Leonardo DiCaprio on the yacht. I decided, because I knew I was making this video today and had a little bit of free time, I was like, I want to watch a Kyle Chandler movie. I'm going to pick one of these movies here that I haven't seen, one that I think I'd, enjoy, and one that he seems to be featured pretty heavily in. And then I looked at the list. I saw Manchester by the Sea. Not a humongous fan of Casey Affleck. Also, the movie sounded like a bummer. It was apparently on that movie First Man, which is one of those movies about NASA that I know is probably the Ryan Gosling one, but honestly, I can't be sure. And it seems like a lot of those came out around the same time, like that and Hidden Figures, and I could easily be convinced that he's in the other one. Although I guess this Neil Armstrong First Man, that makes sense. But when I was browsing through his Wikipedia page, I saw a movie that I've never seen, and I've always been like, I should watch that one of these days. So I watched the movie Super 8, where he is at the top of the IMDb page. and he's not in the movie very much. He's fine in it. He plays the father of the main character, and he is also a cop in this small town that experiences an event. If you've never seen it, I don't want to spoil it for you. I think he's okay, and it helped me notice something. Kyle Chandler has a pretty solid career playing people in the military or cops, mostly cops. He is a cop. Bloodline, apparently, he is a cop. Wolf of Wall Street, he's one of the feds. Boss Baby Back in the Crib, he is Ranger Safety Binkerton. Have not watched that yet? That sounds like the name you would give a cop in the Boss Baby verse. And then some of these other movies connected to the military, the Godzilla movies, First Man. And then, even if he's not that, he's some sort of authority figure. He's the football coach. He's the guy that sets up the escape room that turns out to actually be a drug dealer or something like that. I guess what I'm saying is, Kyle Chandler characters do tend to be in charge. He has the vibe of someone that is official, someone that gives orders, and then sometimes someone who needs to, learn to love his family or learn to respect the people around him or something like that, which could be a pretty reasonable arc you would expect from a seasoned Hal Jordan working with a new, younger Jon Stewart in this Lantern show. So that is probably the best thing I could say for this casting. Again, he seems like a nice enough guy. I've watched a couple of interviews with him. I just have not seen the big two things that he's mostly known for, so I'm not incredibly excited for him the way that I am for someone like Timothy Olyphant. But that's the news, and that means 3 projects in the new DCU have been at least somewhat cast. We have a Supergirl, we have a Hal Jordan, and we have a bunch of people in the Superman movie. Also, little minor update. Apparently, the actor Matthias Schoenaerts, maybe, according to some article or something, he's one of the actors that they're looking at for the character Krem, who is an original character, I believe, created for the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow series, and he's basically just the bad guy of that. I saw The Order, the movie that he was in, but since it's one of those Netflix movies, I just kind of forgot most of its stuff, so I don't remember if he'd be any good, but we'll see if that becomes more official. Maybe I'll give it another look. But besides that, I don't think we have any other casting. I don't think we have any other news, at least out of DC. So keep an eye out for Jon Stewart. I appreciate, by the way, everybody that tweeted this to me and put it in the Discord and stuff like that. I do sometimes miss this stuff, so I appreciate it. You can find me all over the internet. I'm Nando V Movies. That's all I got. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.